Hello everyone and welcome to another Sellerboard demo. Today I'm going to talk about the PPC dashboard, show you its main features and dive into the PPC bid automation tool. Let's jump right in. There are three main things that you can do with the PPC dashboard. The first one is analyze your PPC profitability and dive into every campaign, ad group or keyword and see just how much money you're making with a particular campaign. The second one is optimize your bids and do it either manually or fully automatic with the PPC bid recommendations that Sellerboard gives you. And the third one is the keyword automation that we are going to cover in another video. For now, let's dive into the PPC dashboard. Okay, so this is the PPC dashboard. And the first thing that you see is this big chart that presents you with the information about the main PPC KPIs for the selected period. You can actually go up here and select the period that you are interested in, for example, the last 30 days. If you want to see another set of KPIs on your chart, you can click the configuration button up here and select which KPIs you want to present on the chart, be it PPC sales, average CPC, orders, conversions, clicks. You can also use the different filtering parameters right here at the top. For example, you can choose a particular campaign that you are interested in, or you can see only the campaigns with a particular status like active campaigns or post campaigns. And also you can select different types of campaigns like sponsor brands or sponsor products. Another thing that you will see here on the right is the detailed information about your main PPC KPIs for the selected period. For example, the information about PPC sales, orders, promo, ad spend, refunds, Amazon fees. An important thing to point out is the fact that the PPC sales that you see in your details area are an estimation. And this is only because Amazon doesn't actually tell us which products from the ones that were sold through this PPC campaign are the ones that are being advertised. So imagine a situation when a customer sees your ad, clicks on the ad, goes to the product page, but ends up buying another product from your listings. These are also considered PPC sales. And in order to deal with this and account somehow for the PPC sales of this particular product that is advertised and end up calculating the profit, we came up with a metric that is called same SKU to all SKU ratio for this campaign. And what it does, it shows you the percentage from the total PPC sales that were done through this campaign of the particular product that has been advertised. So using this metric, we do the profit calculations. Let's move on. Down here in the bottom of the screen, you have a complete list of all your PPC campaigns. You can break the campaigns into ad groups and break the ad groups into individual keywords to analyze their performance. You can also go here to the right and select which metrics you want to view on the spreadsheet. What we have here is the ad spend, the cost per click, the PPC sales, and the metric that I mentioned earlier, the same SKU to all SKU ratio. So if we analyze this keyword, for instance, we have 85%. That means that 85% of the products sold through this particular keyword were actually the products that were advertised in this campaign and by this keyword. Moving on, we have the ACoS, the profit generated by each keyword. So as we can see that even after all of the fees and costs were subtracted from the calculation, these keywords are actually profitable. So they are good keywords. Then you have the break-even ACoS and the break-even bid calculated by Sellerboard. You can use these two metrics for optimizing your bids. We are going to get to that in a minute. And you have your current bid and the bid recommendation by Sellerboard. Now that you have all your PPC metrics and KPIs in place, the big question is how to optimize your PPC activity. And this totally depends on your goals. There are three main scenarios that you can follow with optimizing your PPC. The first being the launch phase. During the launch phase, you do not care too much about the profitability of your campaigns, since your main goal is to get the product in front of the customers and start generating sales. The second phase is when you want to support your organic sales. So at that point, you kind of are ready to be at zero with your profitability of their campaign. And the last phase is when you want to actually generate profit with a particular campaign. Sellerboard can help you optimize your PPC campaigns to any of these three scenarios. Let me show you how you can do it. For every keyword in every PPC campaign, we have the profit we have the ACoS, and based on the profit, we have the break-even ACoS calculated. And then we have, based on the break-even ACoS, we have the break-even bid. We take a look at your current ACoS, we take a look at your current bid, and we calculate your break-even ACoS, and then the break-even bid is a proportion, right? So besides that, we have the bid recommendation from Sellerboard, which comes from your automation settings. Before we jump into the bid optimization setup, I want to show you two columns you want to pay attention to right here in this view. The first one is called automation status. It's pretty self-explanatory. This is basically the status of automation for your campaigns. There are three ways in which this works. The first one is off. This means that there is no automation applied to this campaign. The second one is test, which is like a manual mode for your bid optimization. This means that Sellerboard will only generate recommendations for changing bids, and you will decide whether you want to apply them or not. And if you want to apply the recommendations that Sellerboard gave you, right here, for example, we have 3 bid recommendations for 3 different keywords. Then I will go up to the campaign level and click on Edit and click on Accept all bid recommendations. Or, for instance, I can apply these recommendations one by one. If I want to, I can also click here Accept recommended bid for each one separately for each keyword. Then these changes will be sent out to your Amazon account and applied to your PPC campaigns. The third automation status is on. This means that Sellerboard will not only recommend the bid changes, but will automatically apply them to your PPC campaign. The second column that you want to pay attention to is the bid recommendation strategy, and this is how aggressively your bids will be changed. There are 3 predefined strategies: the fast, the moderate, and the slow strategies, and they are defined by 2 criteria. The first one being how many clicks will be taken into account before making a bid change, and the second one into how many parts do you want to break the bid change. And also you can create a custom strategy just by entering your own values for this criteria. Now that you know how your metrics and KPIs for PPC can be analyzed in Sellerboard, let's jump into the bid optimization settings and see how you can automate bid changes for your campaigns. The first thing you need to do is go to the Edit column right here, click on the 3 dots and hit Edit next to the campaign that you want to set the automation for. Then you will choose the campaign automation status, and there are 3 to choose from: the on, off, and test. As mentioned previously, the first one gives you the option to apply the bid changes automatically. The second one disregards any automation for your campaign. And the third one gives you bid change recommendations, and you get to decide whether you want to apply these changes or not. Then you have 3 tabs, each of which basically gives you the settings for bid automation, keyword automation, and keyword automation for ASIN targeting. The keyword automation tabs we are going to leave for a separate video. And as for bid automation, first you check the box to turn it on and then choose your optimization goal. So the first option is the target margin that you are looking for. For example, you want to have a profit margin with a certain PPC campaign or a certain keyword at a level of, let's say, 30%. Then you will enter the value right here. And what Sellerboard will do, it will change or recommend the bid changes in a way that you will eventually reach this profit margin. And this will also be done with taking into account your bid optimization strategy right here, which can be either fast, as discussed previously, moderate, or slow. And you can see as I change the bid optimization strategies, then these values right here change also. The number of clicks that are taken into account before making any changes to your bids, and then the number of steps in which the bid change is broken into. So the fast strategy, as you can see, 5 clicks and then 3 steps for the bid change. Then the moderate strategy, 10 clicks, and the bid will be changed in 5 steps. And then there's the slow strategy. Then 20 clicks will be taken into account and the bid change will be performed in 10 steps. So if you want to go slow and just see what effect you will have on your campaign results, then you can choose this strategy. And if you want to see fast results, then you can choose the fast strategy, but the results might not be as accurate as you will have with the moderate strategy or the slow strategy, because only 5 clicks will not surely give you the results that you are looking for. But it's also an option and worth checking out, so play around. And if you feel comfortable, you can go to the custom strategy for bid optimization and choose your own values, enter them here and see what results you will get. By the way, you can also go for a target ACoS and also enter the value right here. And if you're aiming for a target ACoS, then you should take into consideration your break-even ACoS. And as I discussed previously, depending on the goal that you're looking for, whether it's launching a product, maintaining or supporting your organic sales, or maybe getting profit from your PPC campaign, then you will get to set optimization goal, target ACoS, and in comparison to your break-even ACoS. And if you will go below your break-even ACoS with your target ACoS, then you will have a profit. If you go at the same level as your break-even ACoS with your target ACoS, then you will be at 0 and you will be basically supporting your organic sales. And if you go with your target ACoS above the break-even ACoS, then you will have more sales, but you will not be generating any profit, and you will probably be losing money because you'll be spending additional budget that will be above what you will be making with these campaigns. So it all depends on your goals. And then you also have one option here, is to set a minimum and maximum bid. Basically, this is something that you can do to prevent going over a certain value of the bid, and you can play it safe. You can know that there are certain caps that you will not go over, so it's something that just make you feel comfortable. There is one last thing I want to show you right here. If you go to a certain keyword and click on it, then you will have this pop-up window that will show you the evolution of your ACoS, of your target ACoS, and your bid in a certain period of time that you've selected previously. You can also go to the configuration button right here and choose what metrics you see on this particular chart. But for starters, let's see what we have right now. So the red line is the current bid. Then you have the blue line, which is the target ACoS that we're looking for. And then the green line is the ACoS that we have currently right now in our campaign. So as you can see, right here, there is a point when the current actual ACoS goes up after we've raised the bid. And when it goes over the target ACoS, then Sellerboard drops the bid just to decrease the ACoS to a level when we can reach the target ACoS. And as you can see, it all balances out to the point when our ACoS that is actual reaches the target ACoS value. So, and the red line right here describes how the bid changes affect the final result that we get. So having this view, you kind of can analyze how your bid performance changes over time and how your target ACoS or target margin is affected by the changes of the bids. This is pretty much everything I wanted to show you today regarding the PPC dashboard and the bid automation settings that we have in the PPC dashboard. My name is Alex. I hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next one.